Hi guys, my name is Yash. I'm a ACBA certified business analyst, and today we'll be continuing with our 17th question. Okay, so what if the interviewer asks, "Can you name some requirement elicitation techniques?" So the answer: requirement elicitation techniques are methods used by business analysts to gather, understand, and validate requirements from stakeholders. Common techniques include interviews, workshop, document analysis, survey, questionnaires, observation, prototyping, brainstorming, use cases, user stories, and JD sessions. JD, I think we have discussed JD, joint application development, before. So remember that. Go to that video. Okay. So as a business analyst, I don't just list techniques. I choose them based on factors like project complexity, stakeholder availability, timeline, and level of detail required. For example, interviews are useful for in-depth understanding, workshops help in aligning multiple stakeholders, and prototyping is effective when requirements are not clearly defined. In my CraftCart project, I use a combination of techniques: document analysis to understand existing e-commerce workflows, brainstorming to identify potential improvements, and user stories to structure requirements. I also simulated workshop style discussion to validate flows like checkout and order processing. Overall, effective elicitation is about selecting the right technique at the right time to ensure complete and accurate requirements. So, let me just give you a simple real life example. Suppose a company wants to build a food delivery app. So, what would a business analyst do first for that? First, he would go for interviews, he would talk to customers about their needs. Then, he would opt for observation, observe how orders are currently handled. Then there would be a workshop. He would discuss requirements with all the teams together. And then he would probably show a prototype, show sample app screen for feedback. So, as you know, these all are requirement elicitation techniques. Requirement elicitation techniques helps business analysts gather and understand requirements. And a BA, he uses different techniques to collect accurate business requirements from stakeholders. As you can see from CraftCart also, I have used a combination of techniques like document analysis, brainstorming, and user stories to structure requirements. I've also simulated workshop style discussions to validate flows like checkout and order processing. So I think these are super important techniques. Remember that. I think when the interviewer asks you, can you name some requirement elicitation techniques, I think if you just list some, like brainstorming, interviews, prototyping, use cases, user stories, JD sessions, surveys, questionnaires, that's it. Um, it depends on you, on how much you have to answer. But you have to answer why you choose those techniques. So you can see my example. For example, in document analysis and CraftCart, I used to understand existing e-commerce workflow. In brainstorming, to identify potential improvements, and user stories to structure requirements, and workshop style discussion to validate flows like checkout and order processing. So I hope you get a good idea from all these examples. Okay, so thank you so much for watching.